fasting right now, we want to advise ourselves because we discover that many people get sick during this fasting and after breaking their fasting. So we want to talk about it. Right now in the world, especially in Nigeria, my beautiful country, the country I love so much, we have millions of people transitioning from long hours of fasting, whether for Lent or Ramadan, straight into large evening or festive meals right now. And this is a beautiful and unique time in Nigeria. It is a beautiful and very unique time. You know why? In 2026, we are seeing a real double blessing where Ramadan and Lent have started at the same time. At the same time, as many break or about to break their Ramadan or Lent. Tonight, many of you feel heavy, you feel dizzy or sick after eating, after breaking your fast. Many of you get sick, you get bloated, your tummy become bigger after eating. Do you know what that is called? It's called digestive shock. Digestive shock. When you break your fast and you feel dizzy, heavy, bloated, or sick, it's called digestive shock. You spend 12 hours fasting just to feel like a human puddle. 5 minutes after eating, is that what happened? It means you are doing it wrong. If you fast and you feel dizzy, you feel sick, maybe during or after breaking, it means you are doing it wrong. You shouldn't be having anything called digestive shock at all. Now, whether you are breaking your fast at sunset, for Muslims call it iftar, or you are finishing your Lenten fast, understanding why we do this and how it helps your body is key to staying healthy. I also want you to please note it down, that today's health tips are not coming from a religious angle, but from a health perspective. I'm not here to talk about Bible or Quran. I want to talk about it, looking at it from health angle, from health perspective. But before I dive into that, before I dive into today's title, how to break your fast without getting sick, that's the title. Let's have a deep understanding of what fasting is, the importance of fasting, and the benefit of fasting. We cannot talk about it without getting to know what fasting is. The health, the physical, that is the body, and the spiritual health benefit of that fast. Okay? And I'm 100% positive that many of you, many people, have little or no understanding of what it is, what the fasting you're doing, what it is. They have no or little understanding of what it is. Many are just fasting for religious purposes. Many think I'm a Muslim. Let me do it so that they can see me that I'm a Muslim. Many are fasting because they feel that they are Christians and they want people to see them as a religious person through that fasting. No. Perhaps some are fasting because of the food. In some family, there's some family that cook every day. So the family will participate so that they can be part of the food. You have your reason of fasting. But whatever reason you have, it better be the reason, one of the reasons why I'm going to tell you today. It better be one of the reasons. And that's the most important reason why fasting is essential in the body. Again, I'm not looking at today's ethics from religious perspective. I'm looking at it from health perspective. Okay? So let's start by understanding what fasting is. Because to many people, they think once you fast, it makes you closer to God, to your creator. Of course, you're right. But it's more than that. Fasting is more physical than spiritual. And I'm going to prove that to you today. From a health perspective, fasting is like hitting the reset button on your body's internal computer. Your body has a computer with buttons that you need to reset, turn on and turn off. So look at your fasting from that angle. It's like you are turning on the reset button when you fast. When you stop eating for a set period, your body stops focusing on digestion and starts focusing on repair. When you don't put anything in your mouth, down straight to your stomach, to your body. Your body stop looking at the way to digest. It stop focusing on digestion and begin to focus on repair. Your body doesn't understand that you are communicating with God. Don't be deceived. Your spirit does. Your spirit communicates with your God. Your body don't communicate with your God. Yes, it doesn't understand whether you are talking to somebody. Your body don't understand that. Your spirit does. Because it is your body that is feeling the impact. Because it is your body that is feeling the impact. That is why there is a lot of health implications on the body than to the spirit, which is your soul, so to say. You use your body to do so many things. Your body suffers when you fast. You deny your body so many things, water, food, snacks, whatever it is. So your body suffers. Your body feels it. Physically, your body feels it. And that is why many get sick if they fail to control or manage this period. Because they don't have the understanding that their body is the one at work. They believe that when they fast, it has to do with spiritual concern. I'm communicating with my God. I'm asking God for so many things. They focus on spiritual part without knowing that your body comes first. Your body must be taken care of before your spirit can connect. It starts from your body. But you ignore that part. That's why you get sick. And that's why your body stop focusing on digestion and start focusing on repair during fasting. Obviously, there's nothing to digest. Instead, your body repairs. The repair takes place. Especially for those with underlying conditions. Diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, cancer, heart disease, any cardiovascular disease. There's nothing to digest because you're not even eating anything. And in Nigeria, where our diets can be heavy, our diet is heavy. We eat a lot of heavy food. In Nigeria today, where our diet can be heavy in swallow or oils and sugars, fasting provides a much needed break for our internal organs. Because during your fasting, you don't eat sugar, you don't eat salt, you don't eat oil, you don't eat swallow. Nothing is coming into your body. So it gives your body a break for internal organs. Now, in the biological timeline of fasting, here is exactly what happens inside you from a medical angle. What did I just say? From a medical angle. And we call this physical benefit. That's your body. Number one physical benefit you get is the sugar shift. When you are fasting, you call it sugar shift. And this starts from 0 hour to 12 hours. From 0 hours to 12 hours. 12 hours. Your body burns through the glucose, call it sugar, from your last meal. Your body burns through the sugar, the glucose from your last meal. And once that is gone, it taps into glycogen. What is glycogen? Glycogen is stored sugar in your liver. The sugar that has been stored in your liver, that's what we call glycogen. Once your body burns through the glucose from the meal you ate last night, it taps into glycogen. And what is the health benefit? Why this happen? What do you gain from it? This lowers your blood sugar and gives your pancreas a rest from producing insulin. That is what we call the sugar shift. From 0 hour to 12 hours. That's what happened. Good for you. Especially if you are... I'm very sure that diabetic patients don't understand this. They will still... In fact, some of them will not even want to try to fast. Because they will be so scared, like, if I don't eat, if I don't take my medication, I'm going to die, I'm going to do this. No, that has been planted in your head. Because they want you to take that medication. You can, if you fast. This is what happened. Number 2 physical benefit is called the fat burn zone. That starts from 12 hours to 18 hours of your fasting. Once the sugar is gone, your body flips the metabolic switch, and that starts burning body fat for energy. You know, anything you eat, especially this carbohydrate food, the swallow, beans, plantain, whatever it is, they are carbohydrate food. They turn to sugar in your body. And that is why they tell those people with diabetes that there are certain carbohydrate food you cannot eat because they turn to sugar. They increase your sugar. Okay? So this is the benefit. That start burning body fat for energy. And what do you gain from 12 hours to 18 hours? This is where weight loss happens and heart health improves as bad fat. We call it bad fat, bad cholesterol, whatever it is. As bad cholesterol, bad fat in your body, let me use fat, are cleared out. Once all that happens, you lose weight, especially if you are obese. You begin to lose weight. That's why you see many people during fasting, those thick people, they begin to lose weight. And when you address them, what's going on? Are you fasting? And when go me, they lose weight. Many lose weight, many gain weight. Yeah, you gain weight because you are not practicing mobility. You sit so long, you sit too long. That's why you gain weight. You keep sedentary lifestyle. Even if you are not eating and you are sitting for hours, you gain weight because you are not burning any calories. Okay? The number 3 physical benefit is called house cleaning. Autophagy. We call it, medical term is autophagy. From 18 hours to 24 hours of your fasting. And this is the most miraculous part of fasting. Your body triggers autophagy, also known as cellular cleaning. After about 18 hours of fasting, your body starts a house cleaning process. And that is what we call autophagy, where it breaks down old, damaged cells and regenerates new ones. Let me repeat that. Your body identifies old, tired, or sick cells in your body and breaks them down to recycle them into brand new, healthy cells. That's what takes place. Within 24 hours, you are fasting. And what do you get? What's the benefit, the outcome? It's like a natural anti-aging. Natural anti-aging treatment and a boost to your immune system. It helps lower your bad cholesterol and reduces blood pressure, which is vital for long-term health, heart health. You see, it doesn't have to be religious. I fast. I don't fast for religious purpose sometimes. I fast to cleanse my system. I fast to lose weight. I fast for so many reasons. So if you can be doing it once a while, at least once a month or every other week, this is what your body will look like. Those 3 benefits, you'll get it. So if you're a type of person who have underlying illness and you can't even take a day out to fast, you just try it. Try it and tell me what you get. These three benefits I just mentioned. Try it. But we cannot let that stomach rest. You still want to stock that stomach with something sugary, something salty, something oily. Everything goes down there. No. Once a while, try it. Like I said, this is coming from health perspective, not from religious perspective. Of course, we have a spiritual growth. That is your heart. When I say spiritual growth, I mean your heart. I didn't mean your soul. There's a difference between soul and the heart. Soul and the heart, they are different. Heart is an organ. When it comes to soul, that is spiritual. But I am referring to, both of them are spiritual, but I'm referring to heart now, as in the medical, health perspective. What happens to your heart and body when it comes to spiritual growth? When you are fasting, what happens? The first thing that happens is self-discipline. Self-discipline. Fast teaches you and I that your soul is stronger than your stomach. Now, you see the difference. Your heart is not receiving those physical food. Your heart, because you deny your heart of those food, is now sending signal to your soul that, you know what? You are stronger than those food. Stay calm. That is what the fasting, practicing fasting, that is what it teaches you. It teaches your soul that your soul is stronger than your stomach. You can live without food for a certain period of time, at least 24 hours. If you can control your hunger, ladies and gentlemen, you can control your anger. You can control your speech. You can control your habits. Of course, when you are fasting, you control your speech, your tongue. There are a lot of things you don't want to say. I'm talking about self-discipline now, as a spiritual growth when you are fasting. You will not be abusive. You will not, all those verbal languages, all those curses, even though some people they are used to it, especially when you are Ijebu, that's it. They're used to that. It's not that they are actually doing it intentional or it's from their heart. It's for fun. But they're used to that. That's the way they're raised or something like that. Now, if you are fasting, some still take courage to control their speech, their words, their tongue. They do not do all those things, all those abusive words, verbal languages, all those curses will be restricted at this period. That is your speech. During fasting, some habits like smoking, drinking, fighting, clubbing, all those things got avoided. Some don't do that when they're fasting. You are disciplining yourself in that area. That's what we call self-discipline. During that fasting, we see that a lot. Some married women or married men, they do the other ones. They have sex with another man. During that period, they don't do it. Of course, you are Muslim. Some still do it because they believe that you can marry as many as you wish. Number two, things that happen. It's called solidarity and charity. I mean, spiritual growth. Number two, spiritual growth that happen when you are fasting is called solidarity and charity. Fasting makes you feel what the poor feel every day. In Nigeria, we are today. This shared sacrifice reminds us to be kind and to give alms. They call it saka, and lengthen offerings to those with nothing. This is the time they give. They give so much. In Nigeria today, I've seen many. At least if I don't see at all, at least I know at least one soul that have been cooking the day the fasting starts. The day this fasting period, the first day they started this fasting, this person has been cooking for everybody apart from his staff. He cooks for church, for mosque, for people on the street. Oh Lord Jesus. Every day, cooking, serving people on the street. And this is not the first time he's going to do it. It's not because he's fasting. He does that all the time. And when the fasting period comes, he also do it. It's something that he does all the time. That is what perfect example of what I'm talking about. That is what we call charity. Giving to those who do not have. That is the spiritual growth that happens during fasting. And number three is called closeness to God. Fasting brings you to God. And I think that's the area many people know. When it comes to earth aspects, people don't really know what is going on in their body. They don't. Maybe until now. But when it comes to spirituality, they know that once they are fasting, they are before God. They either think they are eating with God or they are, talking, discussing with God during fasting. Because fasting brings you close to God. Closeness to God happens during that period of time. By clearing the body of food, you create space for prayer and reflection. You must create space, especially Muslim people, even though they pray 5 times a day. Trust me, during this period of, fasting, it doubles. They pray, they reflect on so many things. And many people, this is the time they forgive others. Yes. Of course, as the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu mentioned in one of his of our video that event that I watched recently, it was recently noted that this simultaneous fast is a message of unity for all Nigerians. It is, I believe so. Because fasting for Muslims and Christians started the same time. That is what the unity is all about. It's a message that, please, you guys need to be closer. You need to unite. You need to love each other. Because we are one. The issue of Muslim killing Christian, the issue of, Southerner killing, Northerner, Northerner killing Southerner, it's just not working. Because obviously, Muslim dies, Christian dies as well in this crisis in Nigeria. So, the earlier we realize that this is not, about religion, the better. And that is why I believe that's why this fasting period brings us together. We are all both praying, fasting the same time. Muslim breaks at 7 o'clock, Christian maybe 6 o'clock, an hour interval, an hour apart. That to tell us, because we can't be fasting now and be fighting. It is not possible to be fasting. Thank God we believe that when we are fasting, it's so spiritual to us. So is it possible to be fasting at the same time to be keeping grudges, fighting each other? It is not. Excuse me. It's not possible. It is not possible. So, sorry for the break. It is not possible. So let us come together as one body and be focused. When we unite, a lot of things got done with peace and love. So this period of fasting brings us closer to God. And no one comes to that God with grudges, with hatred, with malice, with a lot of things that against the will of God. Pay attention to that. Now, why do people get sick? Why do you think people get sick? That's the, of course, I have to get you closer. Get you acquainted with what fasting is all about, the importance and the benefits first, before going to the topic of today. Why do people get sick? The biggest mistake people in Nigeria precisely make is fasting all day for God, then punishing the body at night. With what? How do you think you punish your body at night? You you give that hours. You deny your body so many things for that long. And when it gets to night to break, you begin to punish your body with too much of oil, fried yam, oily stew. Sometimes when you see the stew, hey Jesus, when you see the stew, the oil on top of that stew will be more than this glass. Before you get to the stew, you will first of all get to an oil that can fill this glass. And some people, they will make amala, swallow with ewedu and what do you call it? Begiri. That oil, they will mix it together. After finishing the swallow, they mix the oil together and swallow it and drink. Oh, Jesus. You are hurting yourself. You're punishing your body at that moment. You finish fasting. You fast for hours. Then you punish your body with too much of sugar. Those sodas, soft drinks, heavy juice. Some don't drink water at all. They do not drink water. They drink soda. Soft drinks. Some can finish 1 carton of soft drinks a day, and you will not see any single drop of water in their lips. That's what they drink. And you now imagine, you wonder how you develop diabetes. You wonder how your sugar rises. You fasted from morning to evening. Instead of you to take it easy, look for something that benefits your body. You break your fast with too much of salty food, too much of sodium in your body, and you wonder how you have high blood pressure, even though sugar is not the only one that can cause high blood pressure, but it's one of the factors. This causes metabolic shock. Your body was in repair mode, and suddenly you dumped trash into the engine. That's what happened. And this is why people get the headaches, bloating, and the feeding sickness. The feeding sickness I just talked about. Now, to keep those benefits and avoid the refeeding crash, you need to follow these 3 friendly tips. And if you can do this, trust me, you will not get sick. Number 1 is you want to slow everything down. Slow motion. You want to start with slow motion. Your stomach has been sleeping. Do you believe that? When you are not putting anything in your body, in your mouth, down to your stomach, your body is sleeping. Don't wake it up with a slap of ice cream, ice water, or heavy eba. Don't do that. You don't want to do that. Even if you are not sleeping, even if you are not, if you are not fasting, anytime a human being wakes up in the morning, the first thing to drink is warm water. You don't go to your refrigerator and bring the soda very chill or ice water. You don't. Cold water, you don't drink it early in the morning. Likewise, your face must not be washed with cold water. You don't do that because you want to open your pores. That's not where I'm going. Don't let me just divert. So you want to wake up in the morning, drinking warm water. Same thing you should do when you are fasting and you're about to break. Don't wake it up. Don't wake your body up with ice water or heavy eba, heavy amala. Some people eat rice, swallow in the morning. No, you don't do that. It is not village people making you dizzy. After that, your iftar or your lengthy meal, it is actually called refeeding shock. Refeeding shock. Fix it by starting small. Break with room temperature water and a piece of fruit or 2 to 3 dates. You want to avoid ice cold water. You know why? Because it shocks the stomach. That is number one. Number two is called 20 minutes grace period. 20 minutes grace period. What happened? The 20 minutes, you can also call it 20 minutes gap. When does that happen? This happens after your first bite or first snack. When you take tea, coffee, fruits, nuts, before main meal. Because when you want to break, you don't just bring a bowl of eba. No, you don't do that. You want to start with warm water or fruits or 2 to 3 dates. Do not have dates a full of your hands. Don't have a full of hands date because you're going to have more than 3. You want to take 1 to 3 dates. It's enough to start with. So the 20-minute gap, or you can call it grace period, is your first bite. That happens after your first bite. When you take this, your water, you take your tea, you take your date, that's the first 20 minutes. You want to pray. Go for your, I don't know what they call it. I think they call it Maghrib or something. Maghrib, Maghrib or whatever, prayer. Or you want to take short break to rest for 20 minutes after your first bite before eating the main dish. Before you break your fast, snack on something. Take a cold water, tea, whatever you want to take that is light food, the fruit. Then relax for 20 minutes. Do not just carry a bowl of rice, a bowl of beans, a bowl of eba, fufu, whatever the swallow is. Don't just go and grab it. Because many people will be looking at their time, the watch. 7:30, shanu me. Oh Lord Jesus. Once it is 7, in fact, some have already prepared the eba already. So 1 minute to 7, they are already, the eba is already dancing in their stomach. No, you cannot do that. After you snack, you take your water, your your fruit, your date. Take 20 minutes. Relax. Take a walk. If you want to lay down, you can lay down. What is most important is you cannot take anything for 20 minutes before your main dish. If you want to take a walk, you want to continue praying, you want to dance, whatever you want to do to cover that 20 minutes, it is your choice. Do it. You have to do it. You are nursing your body. If you can do that every day, you will see how you will feel after these 30 days fasting. Try it. How many is the fasting today now? Maybe 10 or 20. So the rest of the day, from now, you hear this, try it. and see how you feel. 20 minutes gaps allows your brain, your brain to tell your stomach food is coming, so you don't overeat. That 20 minutes prepares your brain, prepares your body, and your brain will be telling your body that relax, the food is coming. It's preparing your body, your stomach. So you don't have to overeat, because if you don't take these 20 minutes, you are going to overeat, because the tension that time, once the time is here, you want to be eating, because you have not eaten since morning. You want to be eating and eating before you realize that you have already overeaten your body. It's gone. Time is gone. You don't even know. You just realize that you feel heavy, you feel bloated, you feel dizzy, you begin to feel sick. This is what happened. Yes. And if you can take that 20 minutes gap to allow your body to relax, this lets your insulin adjust. It lets your insulin adjust, especially if you're diabetic. Number 3 is the oil rule. Oil rule. Avoid breaking your fast with heavily fried foods. Even if you are not fasting, why do you have to fry everything you eat? The only thing I fry in my house is plantain. And sometimes I use my air fryer to air fry my plantain. Plantain is the only thing I fry. I do not use oil to fry anything. I either bake or roast my stuff. That's it. The fish, the meat, the chicken, the turkey, everything. I roast them. I bake them. I air fry them. Because some fish, I eat salmon fish, and salmon is rich in oil. It has a lot of oil. So once I'm cooking salmon, once I air fry it, the oil that comes out from that fish, I don't put oil in my soup, my sauce. I don't put oil in it, because that salmon is going to supply oil I need for that soup. And it tastes really good. So you want to avoid heavily fried food, like very oily akara or fried yam. Of course, you can fry akara. There's a way you can fry akara, and you will not even have oil at all. I'm telling you. You will not have oil. It will dry. When you touch that akara, it will dry. And the same thing, yam. But if you cannot make it dry, avoid akara. If you cannot make it dry, like no oil, because some people will fry akara, you would think they soak that akara in oil. You cannot do that. And if that happens, you cannot make it at your first meal when you are breaking your fast. You cannot. Because any fried food immediately after a fast can cause serious heartburn. In fact, this is the fastest way to get heartburn and belly turn. We call it belly turn. If you fast and you bring any oily fried food and you eat it immediately without giving yourself that 20 minutes, then you will have heartburn or belly turn. Yes. Now, to get most of this brain fertilizer and autophagy and cell cleaning, you should break your fast with these top 5 superfoods for fast breaking. They help you transition from repair mode to feeding mode without the sick feeling. Yes, these top 5 superfood, they are super, 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 super essential for fasting. Number one is dates. We call it quick start fuel. Date. Date. You see it? This is date. It's a superfood. Date is a superfood. And if you want to have your fruit, apple is good. Why date? Why not other fruit? I mean, seed or whatever you call it. They are the traditional way to break a fast for a reason. They contain natural glucose that goes straight to the brain to stop dizziness, plus fiber to wake your gut gently. Yes, date is a fiber food and it wakes up your gut gently. So if you can take date, you will not feel dizzy. Unlike other food you will eat and you feel like they nail you to the seat. No, date will not do that. So try your best to have date as your first snack. I'm telling you, you will enjoy it. Number 2 is ugu, pumpkin leaves. Ugu. Ugu boosts your blood, and that is why it's called blood builder. Ugu is a superfood, super vegetable. And why do you need it? Why not other vegetables? After hours of fasting, your blood needs minerals, and ugu is packed with iron and potassium. So you need it. And what do you get if you can take it? The only thing you can do is don't overcook it. Steam it slightly, or you can add it to a watery soup, like a you call it pepper soup here. So you can add it to pepper soup. If I'm cooking soup in the state or in Nigeria, I make sure I add vegetable because of the iron, the minerals. Remember, I mentioned recently, anytime I'm talking, I said that there is a micronutrient and macronutrient. Micronutrients is minerals and vitamins. And that's where you see vegetables and fruits. While macro is your carbohydrates, your protein, your fat, your fiber, they are macro, M-A. If you can base your life on just macro, the carb, the protein, the fat alone, without micro, which is vitamins and mineral, then you will be having indigestion all the time because your food will not digest. Why? Because you need micronutrients to break down the carb in your body. So if you are the type that can eat a lot, this swallow, without any vitamins and minerals, you are hurting that body. The day that body will break down, you will be sorry for yourself. So you need micronutrient to break down macronutrient, to break down the carbs, the fat, the proteins. Are we clear on that? So you need ugu to replace all the minerals you have lost during fasting. Because ugu is packed with ions, potassium, and other minerals. So add it to your soup. You can make it as soup. You can make it as soup and things like that. Okay? The third superfood, is sobo, hibiscus tea. Sobo is a super drink. I make it myself all the time. And that is why we call it heart protector. Sobo is a heart protector. If you don't know, I'm telling you today. And why is this sobo? Why not other? Now, fasting lowers your blood pressure, and sobo helps keep it stable. It's also full of antioxidants that help the cell cleaning process. Because during the time you are fasting, your body is in the cleaning mode. So when you drink sobo to break your fast, it's telling your body, it helps the processing, the cleaning process. Okay? And you can prepare it yourself at home. If you prepare it at home, please and please avoid adding white sugar. I've been to a store to buy just a drink, sobo drink. It's a very clean, clean area. They sell natural food. And I want to buy sobo. They are asking me if I want sugar. I'm like, sugar? Really? So Nigeria is now America, that you want to eat everything sugary. Everything they produce there must taste sugary. If it doesn't taste, this kid will not eat it. So it's now in Nigeria too. Hey, voila day. And I said, no, I don't want sugar. And the man next to me said, oh, please add sugar to my own. No, I cannot drink it though. I'm like, Jesus. And when it comes to nutrition and diet like that, I got time. I'll take my time and lecture them, advise them, coach them. I started coaching. I started telling them all this adverse effect. I'm like, Jesus, this is what's happening in this country now. Imagine. So please avoid. If at all you want to add sugar, avoid white sugar. Use a little bit of honey. Yes. It's a multivitamin. Moringa is a multivitamin because it's known as miracle tree. It has more vitamin C than oranges and more calcium than milk. You know what it does? It helps reduce the inflammation that causes post-fasting headaches, because most of you have headache after fasting. So you can mix the powder, the moringa powder, into your pap, ogi, akamulunje pap, or you eat the leaves in a salad or soup. You're good to go. The most important thing, let it touch your body, let it touch your stomach. That's it. Either way, you take it. It's good. And number 5 superfood is garden eggs. Garden eggs is called stomach soother. It's soothing your stomach. Yes. And why garden egg? Why not other vegetables? They are very high in fiber and low in sugar. They act like a sponge in your stomach, absorbing excess acid that builds up while you are fasting. Or don't you know that when you are fasting, your body absorbs excess acid? They build up. So when you eat garden egg, that's what it does. You like a sponge that cleanses the stomach. That's the way garden egg works in the body. Eating a garden egg before your main heavy meal, like pounded yam. Create a buffer. Yes. So you don't feel bloated or heavy. If you can choose to. All these food that I mentioned, they are like your snack before your main meal. You take them like a snack before your main meal. Or if you decide, some people after breaking, they don't even want to, their stomach don't even accept heavy food like pounded yam. They don't eat. They just drink their tea or their date, and that's it. The next meal they want to eat maybe little rice or maybe fruits, something like that. They don't bring a bowl of yam, a bowl of eba. They don't do that. If at all you want to eat the main dish, contain swallow, do this first. Then give your body 20 minutes to repair, to relax, to send signals to your stomach that relax. Food is coming. Don't kill yourself. I'm bringing the food. Let your body do that. Okay? Now, before takeaway, and this is just a bonus, I need you to pay attention to this. It's very important because a lot is going on in Nigeria you guys don't know. There is something I want you to learn or know today, because there is no way we can talk about food sensitivity. Because when a man gets sick from eating certain food, that is food sensitivity right there. No way to talk about it than not say this. Like I said, this is just a bonus. I'm not supposed to talk. I'm not supposed to talk about it. Because I don't want to see Bill Gates on my caller ID. I don't want to see Bill Gates number on my caller ID for saying this. And I know what I'm talking about. So in 5 minutes, I'm done talking about GMO. I want to talk about GMO. When discussing health tips in Nigeria, especially during a time of fasting, the topic of GMOs, do you know what that is? Genetically modified organisms. The topic of GMOs often comes up. There is no way we can talk about fasting because it's about food. And a lot of people get sick. That is food sensitivity. There's no way we can talk about it without mentioning GMO. Many people worry that modern or imported seed. We worry that this food are what make us feel sick or bloated compared to the old-fashioned crops our fathers, our grandfathers, our great-grandfather grew. I believe so. I beat my chest that this imported modern food, the seed, the fruit, every food imported to Nigeria today gets you guys sick. If you don't know, I'm telling you this, and I've been saying this on my show. The food imported here, they are not natural food. They are not organic. They are genetically modified food. Okay? Now, here is the breakdown of GMO. Conversion from a health, listen, from a health and fasting angle. Please. From a health and fasting angle. Now, first of all, what are GMOs in Nigeria? In Nigeria, the National Biotechnology Development Agency, NABDA, this agency, they are federal, maybe, they're federal agency, has approved certain GMO crops to help farmers such as beans, cowpea, beans. These beans are modified to resist the pest. What type of pest? Maruca. They call it maruca. Maruca pest. So they use fewer chemical pesticides to grow these beans. That is what we call GMO. Maize too. There is a maize in the market. I'm not going to tell you the type of maize because I don't want to receive call on my phone. Maize also. Some maize in the market are also designed to survive drought and resist pest. The fasting connection is this. Why people worry. When your body is in autophagy, that is the self-cleaning mode that I talk about, it becomes very sensitive. It becomes very sensitive. It becomes very sensitive when your body is in autophagy, when your body is in self-mode cleaning. It becomes very sensitive. People often blame GMO for stomach upset during fasting. But usually, the sickness comes from two other things. Even though the GMO is GMO products, food, genetically modified food, are one of the things that cause you sick if you can eat those food that are medically modified. Now, what are these other two? Because we are focusing on, that. Number one, pesticide residue. The residue. Pesticide residue. When you have chemical called pesticide, those things. Okay, let me use what is it called? This grapes. Let me use grape. You see white stuff on the on that grape. When you buy grape, the red one, not the grape, the red one, you see it look whitish, like it look like there's something cover the grape, like white stuff. That's pesticide. That's the example of pesticide. Yes. Or broccoli. When you have broccoli is the one that look like it's a vegetable, like a grain like this. When you pour water on broccoli, it's not going to go inside that broccoli until you wash off those pesticides. That's when the water can get inside. That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's not the gene in the food, but the heavy chemicals sprayed on non-GMO crops that irritate your sensitivity fasting stomach. Yes. Sometimes it is not the gene in the food, because every food has gene. Sometimes it's not. It is the chemical they spray on those food. These crops, they are natural, but because they either want the crops to grow bigger so that you can give them more money, or they want all these pests around not to destroy the crops. So they spray the crops with those chemicals to protect them from, pests being destroyed. And that gets into the food. There's no way they can do that and it's not getting into the food. And the second thing that happened is processed food. Those junk. Many fast food use highly processed GMO corn or soy oil. I tell you that corn oil is not good for your body because almost 100% corn oil is GMO. And some of this soy oil, So you go to the market, you want to buy soy oil, it's good. Soy oil is good, super food, super oil. But did you pay attention? Take your time to read the labels and see if they are GMO or not. How many of us read labels? How many of us take time to read labels and see what is written on the food? Few people. I'm one of it. I read. These oils are heavy and cause the inflammation that makes you feel dizzy after iftar or your Lenten meal. Yes. Now, is it the fast or the food? What are we talking about now? Are we talking about the fast or are we talking about the food? Because during Ramadan and Lent, your body is doing a deep clean. Don't fill it back. Don't fill it back up with highly processed oil or genetically modified snacks. Stick to your local Nigerian treasures. Please, stick to that. Stick to your sweet potato, your local beans. Yes, your cell will thank you for doing so. Yes, now here's your takeaway. I'm about to round up. I'm done with GMO. Biologically, you need to remember these 4 key health benefits for fasting. I call them the big 4. Okay? Number 1 is insulin sensitivity. What does it do for you? Fasting makes your body better at processing sugar, which prevents type 2 diabetes. And number 2, it's a brain fertilizer. When you fast, fasting produces miracle growth for your brain, making you sharper and less foggy. Yes. Now, your heart is also affected. That is what we call heart health. Fasting reduces inflammation in the blood vessels and lower blood pressure. Because everything comes from the heart. Whatever happens to your body, it happens to your heart. And the last one, number 4, is your gut. It resets your gut. Fasting allows your stomach lining to heal and help balance the good bacteria in your intestines. These are the physical benefits for your body. Fasting is not just hunger. It's a powerful tool for your spirit, which is your heart, and your physical body. I also want you to remember that fasting is not just a religious duty. It's a biological upgrade. You are clearing out the old rust from your cells and giving your heart a vacation. When you are fasting, that's what you are doing. You know, when you travel, by the time you come back, your bedroom look new to you. That's exactly what happened. Treat your body with respect when you break the fast, so you don't waste these amazing health gains. Treat your body with respect. Don't pack all this junk after cleaning your stomach with this amazing time. Don't go and be packing all this junk and this processed food and be stocking your stomach again. No, don't do that. And that's all I can advise for today. Until next Saturday, when I'll bring you other health tips. I'm Dr. Mofa. Here is to Healthy Living, guiding you and your family a strong, healthier, and beautiful body. Good night, everyone. I see you next week. Bye.